Everyone has an accent, including when you speak in your native language. There's not a neutral way to speak. If you compare the way you speak to the way another person speaks, there are differences, and your way of speaking is not the neutral way, in the same way that their way of speaking is not the neutral way. You're always going to have an accent. There's no removing it. I saw this great quote that said, trying to speak without an accent is like trying to type without a font. That's the same idea. If I hear a person from the UK or Australia, to me, they have clearly an accent from a different place, but they will think the same thing about me. Even within the United States, I have a Washington, D.C. accent. Some interesting features of a Washington, D.C. accent are I have the caught merger, which means I pronounce the words caught and caught in the same way. It's hard for me to even pronounce them differently, but some people say caught and cot. In these regions of the US, we have this merger. I also have the pen-pin merger, which means that I tend to say US instead of US with the eh. And that one I didn't even know that I had until Zay on TikTok made a video analyzing my accent, which was very interesting. I also learned on this podcast that a lot of women in Washington, D.C. area have vocal fry, and I have a little bit of vocal fry as well. And then it's also important to note that Washington, D.C. has a long history of Black residents living there, and there are some similarities that Black and white DC accents have, like the pen-pin merger, vocal fry as well, but there are a lot of differences with the Black DC accent and the white DC accent because of different factors like the Great Migration of African Americans from the South, as well as segregation and other factors that created different development of accents with different groups of people that were living near each other. What is an interesting characteristic about your accent? Let me know in the comments.